Hi guys, hope you're having a good holiday weekend so far. As I have that up, we're gonna roll on down the road. So give me 1 second here. I think we've got it now. Just have to tweak a little thing or two and we are going to be all ready to go. All right, so let me get that closed. Ay, ay, ay. All right, I think that got to come on the air. I had a sneezing fit, so I waited for that to pass, obviously. And right now I'm having a little trouble with a cord, a little extension cord problem, but let's see if I can get that sorted out. Good grief, one of those days, isn't it? All right, now I believe we're ready to take a look at our spreadsheet. So we just go over a little bit of information before we actually start ripping. First thing there, feedback is automated just so you don't ever have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get the same in return. Second thing is just to say thank you. Always appreciate you being here, bidding and breaking with me, hanging out, keeping me company, and all that fun stuff. We're going to next take a peek at what we're going to break in the days ahead. So this group of stuff is already listed on eBay. We're going to be breaking it over the next few days. Tomorrow night is actually an off night. We're not going to do any breaks on Sunday night. However, on Monday, which is Labor Day, we will start at 8:30 Eastern, and we will break a couple of things. A case of 5-star baseball and a case of Leaf Trinity football. Then on Tuesday night, we're going to do a half case of TriStar autograph mini football helmets. Those are the back half of a case. And we'll do another master case of Absolute football. On Wednesday, we're going to start early at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. That's a new release day, of course. We'll break a half case of Luminaries baseball and a half case of Contenders draft picks basketball for the 1920 class. Yeah, right? It'll be the first product for our 1920 basketball rookies. Then on Thursday, it will be Trinity football, 5-star baseball, and National Treasures collegiate football. So we've got a busy week ahead once we get past tomorrow, because I'm not working tomorrow. Well, I will be working. Be working on sorting and things like that, just not breaking tomorrow night. So what we're opening tonight, I am anticipating to be on the way to you approximately Wednesday. Once again, I would just remind you that there is no mail on Monday since that's our holiday. No mail pickup, no mail delivery. So that's kind of pushing everything back a tad bit. But I expect it to be on the way to you Wednesday. We don't need to worry about consolation cards. Every team is going to pull cards in this break. A lot of cards in here. So a 16-box master case. This is break number 4 of Unparalleled Football. And of course, this ended tonight on eBay the 31st of August, and we're breaking it the same night, Saturday night, the 31st. Our team names are on one side, the winning bidders across from each team on the opposite side. And the way these work, these 16-box master cases, is they have, it's really 2 cases in a bigger box, okay? So these things, they come in 8-box cases. And, you know, Panini likes to put stuff then in bigger boxes and call them master cases. And that way they get more money, you know. So they basically kind of make you buy 2 cases at once, which is cool. But it would just be easier if they would, you know, put them all in one box. But anyway, that's not how they do it. So we're going to have 2 8-box cases that we will be opening tonight, coming out of this one larger box. You probably noticed right there that your background went out of focus a little bit, and that was intentional because I want to be able to see everything all up nice and close when we are looking at our cards. So that is what that was about. Let me get out our first 8-box master. Maybe I'm going to get our first 8-box out of the master case. Maybe it's going to come out. Good Lord. Out of there. There we go. Whew. That was fun. And I'm going to set the other one down here next to me so we can have it handy once we get through the first one. All right, Mark is here. Hi, Mark. And Rodney, Rodney, you got some sniping in tonight, did you? Aha. So you're not the snipey, you were the sniper for Chargers and Raiders. All right. Well, he says he's sorry to whoever he snipes, but Jeremy, I can understand why you don't believe him. Was it you that he sniped? Maybe. Oh, no, he sniped Jason. Oh, guys, y'all are funny. I love Auction Sniper, though. It's a program that will do, automated sniping for you. Oh, I like it. You really do win a lot more when you use it. But that's another story for another day, I guess. Okay, so Unparalleled Football. We've got 2 autographs and 1 memorabilia card per box on average. Panini always gives us that disclaimer. And that disclaimer basically means that every once in a while they'll mess up and not give us what they should. But more often than not, it means that sometimes we find rewards points instead of hits. Like a rewards point card might replace a hit. If that happens to us tonight, we will give the rewards point card out using random.org. I'm just getting a few little sleeves out on the table here. And we're going to start looking. Now, the first box, we're going to go through it a little bit slower than we will our subsequent boxes. And that's just so everybody can get a feel for what the patterns are that are numbered, what they're numbered to, that sort of thing, so that we can, just make sure everybody has the same level of familiarity with the product. And then after that, we'll go faster through our subsequent boxes. Carl, you like to bid up the Patriots? You're too funny. What was? I take it, though, you would like to win them, but you just get outbid? Is that the deal? Maybe? Rodney says there's going to be a Benny Snell in here. Rodney says I always pull Benny Snell. And I do actually pull him a lot. But so does everybody else, I think. He's in these fairly often. Michael, everything was paid up tonight. So, yeah, we don't have anything floating around in the ether tonight. All paid up. So, thanks, everyone, for getting that squared away. I do appreciate it. Dexter Williams is our first out here. That is for the Green Bay Packers. And is that numbered? I guess it was not. But that sleeve is like all wrinkled up and weird. I don't know what the deal is with it, but I don't want to use it because, I don't know. Doesn't hurt anything, I don't guess, but it just doesn't feel right in my hand. So there you go. Now I'm happier. So Dexter Williams is our first autograph out. When we come to a numbered pattern, I'm going to let you know. So far, we haven't seen any, but we're about to see one. And here's our first relic out. This is J.J. Watt out for the Texans. Those relics that look like that are usually not numbered in here. This pattern is numbered in here. So every time we see that particular pattern, which is called Infinite, it's going to be numbered to 150. So 150 every time we see Infinite. And most of the time I will either say Infinite or I will say to 150. I probably won't say both. I'll probably just say the number most of the time once we get through the first box. This one is numbered to 100. The pattern name is Whirl. So every time you see that little whirl pattern, yep, you got it. It's going to be to 100. All these others are not anything. This looks like it should be something. It looks like Hyperplaid, which in the past has been numbered. But I guess technically it's not Hyperplaid this year because they're not numbered. This is, though, it is Astral. Those are numbered to 200. So anytime you see the little pattern of stars there, it will be to 200. Now, I say anytime. There's a caveat with that. If it is autographed or a relic with that pattern, the numbering may be different. So I'm talking when we see our base cards, that's what they're going to be numbered to. This pattern is Impact. Impact is to 75, and it tends to be to 75 both in the base cards and when we pull it as an autograph or a relic. For whatever reason, they leave that one the same. Weird, right? Our second autograph hit, it is Alexander Mattison coming out for the Vikings. So that's all of our regularly scheduled hits in here, World to 100. But, of course, we're going to find loads of other stuff as we go along. Impact to 75. To 200 for the Giants. All right, so that's box number 1. Now that you kind of know how it rolls, we'll just keep on buzzing through from here on out till we get through all 16 boxes. I do have, I think, one additional master case of this that will get that will break somewhere. I don't know when, somewhere in the next probably week or two. I will try to get it worked in alongside Absolute Football and National Treasures Collegiate and Origins and all the other football that's currently down there on deck. And, of course, the new Leaf product, we're working that into. So it'll, Unparalleled will appear at least one more time as a master case. I'm just not exactly sure when we will do it. But I'll try not to wait too terribly long. To 200 for the Cowboys. What's that? No, that's just our base pattern flight is what it's called, but I don't think flight's numbered. Let me look at that again. I just want to make sure. Yeah, no, it is not. I didn't think it was, but then for whatever reason it caught my eye for a second, so that is Impact. It is to 75 for the Redskins. To 150 for the Titans. Now there are some lowered things in here too. There is Fireworks. Those I believe are to 5 if I remember correctly, so we may find that. And of course somewhere along the way we should find our Galactic case hit as well. Noah Fant and the Broncos relic and autograph headed your way if you've got Denver tonight. To 200 Titans. To 200 for the Patriots. Of course, the deadline today was at 4 o'clock for everybody to cut back their rosters. I haven't had an opportunity yet to digest that and look and see who did what. I was extremely busy today. So what are the big roster moves? What's everybody reporting? What did you guys find that you weren't expecting? Trayvon Williams for the Bengals in terms of who got cut or who got kept. Is there anything I should know? I'll dig in and try to find out after the break tonight, but, you know, if any of you know and want to chime in, I'm not going to be sad about that. Nick Chubb for the Browns, our relic. Numbered to 100 for the Ravens. To 150 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I actually didn't even have time to look and see who the Steelers cut, other than I saw a headline that said Eli Rogers was cut. And I know we cut other people too, but I don't know who else. The Texans gave the Dolphins 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks for Stills and Tunsil. Tunsil, that's who they were after. Last night, I could not remember that guy's name to save my life. I was talking about the fact that they had offered Clowney and a first-round pick for one of the inside line guys that the Dolphins had, and the Dolphins turned them down. And I could not remember the guy's name, and I never did go back and look it up. But that's who it was. It was Tunsil. So they got him. 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, and they sent Clowney to the Seahawks. So a 3-team deal, or Clowney was a totally separate deal from that, or was he packaged up as part of this other? Wow, 2 first and 2 second round picks, though. That's a pretty good little haul for the Dolphins. Especially because they were rebuilding anyway. I mean, they were in, you might as well say total rebuild mode anyway, so it really doesn't hurt the Dolphins particularly. They weren't expecting to have a particularly great season. That is to 100 for the Browns. But boy, that does help out things for Deshaun Watson quite a bit, especially Tunsil. An Impact A.J. Brown autograph and relic, and numbered 275. Nice tricolor relic. So always like to see the good relics come out, of course. To 150 for the Raiders. I see a rewards point lurking. Boo. And it's a lower amount one. Yuck. Now I doubly don't like it. It's going to sit there in the housekeeping area at the very end of the night. We will flip that over. No, we won't flip it over. It's not a redemption. It's already up. At the very end of the night, we'll use random.org and give it away that way. To 75 Impact for the Titans. See the habits I have? I'm so used to redemptions going up there. To 150 for the Lions. They were totally separate deals. All right. So then so what did they get from the Seahawks for Clowney then? Just 1 second round pick? Wow. Oh, that's got to burn. To 200 for the Bengals. Of course, he was not going to sign, he was only going to sign that tender, which was the only reason he could be traded if he went somewhere that he wanted to go. So their hands were tied to a certain extent. To 100 for the Redskins. Much like the way Le'Veon Bell forced his way out of town. So a very similar sort of deal there with Clowney. Sony Michel, numbered to 25. So that's our hyper pattern. And it's out for the Patriots with our relic. To 200 for the Broncos. You said who had the Steelers tonight? I don't really remember who had them. I'm not the best about retaining that. I'm always so scattered in so many directions from the time the break ends or the auctions end and the break starts. I copy and paste them into the spreadsheet for sure, but I don't always absorb it, if you know what I mean. So I'm not sure who has them. But MC, are you hoping to make a deal with somebody? Whoever has the Steelers? Is that the thought process? Or did they snipe you and you just want to know who it was? So you can lay a little shame on them? Oh, it wasn't just a second round pick. It was a third and a fifth round pick. Okay. Well, that's a little more reasonable, I guess. He'll probably be a pretty good fit for Seattle, I would imagine. So, works out all the way around. To 200 Chargers. That is hyper to 25 for Benny Snell Jr. I know you're going to say it. He's already thinking it. I told you Benny Snell would be in there. That's what he's thinking. He'll be typing it in a second. And you're right. He was. To 75 Tyree Jackson for the Bills. To 150 for the Redskins. And we have an autograph out for the Giants with DeAndre Baker. And that's going to be a nice low number because it's a 1 of 1. How about that? And I know what you're thinking. You're going, man, why wasn't that Daniel Jones if you have the Giants? But still, a sweet little 1 of 1 for you there. with the Burst is the name of the pattern for the Giants and DeAndre Baker. We have a relic for the Panthers, and it is Astral, but because it has a relic with it, it's a little lower than our base cards. Our base cards that are Astral are, of course, to 200, but our relic here is to 150. See, that sleeve feels, I guess not. I don't know. I don't know what happened to this little pack of sleeves. Is kind of bent up a little bit, you know. It's got some bends in the sleeves, and it bugs me when I feel it. I'm just digging around to get a new pack of sleeves. Hang on. It doesn't really matter other than the fact that it just bothers me. So rather than just having it bother me the entire break, I just am getting a new pack out, and then we'll all be happier. I'll be happier because it doesn't bug me, and you'll be happier because I won't keep talking about how it bugs me. So there you go. Win-win. Ravens to 100. And the 49ers with Deebo Samuel, autograph and relic combo numbered to 150. Astral is your pattern. To 200 for the Cardinals. To 150 for the Cardinals. So my alma mater, the University of Kentucky Wildcats, had their opening football game today. Of course, I guess pretty much everybody in college football did, but we, I don't know. I really didn't get a chance to watch it, unfortunately, because it came on at noon, and I was still really busy trying to get things shipped out the door. But I listened to part of it and maybe watched 5 minutes of it. But it was so strange not having Benny Snell there and having Josh Allen there and all that. But they did manage to win. Kind of uneven, considering we were playing somebody that we should have stomped into the ground. And I guess we did kind of get it together in the second half because the score improved tremendously. But as I said, I didn't get an opportunity to really sit and watch it at all. But it's going to be tough to get used to not having some of those guys around. To 200, Kansas City Chiefs. The Carolina Panthers have Brian Burns with Hyper to 25 and your autograph. To 150, that's the Steelers and James Washington. Our relic is here for the Dolphins, Kenyon Drake. That is also Astral. It is numbered to 150. Jay is here. Hi, Jay. Do you have the Panthers tonight? You must be Carolina, I'm guessing. To 150, the Lions. To 100 for the Jags. To 150 for the Rams. Yeah, I'm excited to get football back underway. It's still really hot outside for football, kind of. So that is always kind of disconcerting. I mean, you always think of football as a cold weather sport, but other than the fact that it's, you know, like 85 degrees outside, I'm glad to have it back. Devin Singletary comes out for the Buffalo Bills. It's to 100 for the Jets. To 200 for the Cardinals. Like, I can't even imagine the guys that are down there on the field playing in that kind of heat, in that kind of gear, with the amount of exertion required. I just cannot even imagine. That has got to just be brutal. You got Panthers and Bengals tonight. Hoping for Will Grier, but happy with Brian Burns. All right. Well, we'll keep trying for your Will Grier as well. Because we've, even after we get through what you see here on the table, of course, there's a whole other 8-box case to go through. So we're not even close to done yet. We got a lot of time left to try and find what we need to find. All right. As to 150 for the Browns. 200 for the 49ers. To 200 for the 49ers. And a hyper coming up for the Dallas Cowboys on an insert. The Thrill of Victory. Dak Prescott. Looks like you can tell by the way the light hits it that I think there might be a minor imperfection in that lower left corner. I don't necessarily see exactly what it is, just I can tell the way the light hits it. It's probably not perfect. So to 25 on that one. And that's the case with many of these. I have found, as we've opened them along the way, that there are some rough corners and edges here and there. The Giants and Darius Slayton. Rodney, you'd be happy with just a relic, you said. Oh, don't give up, man. We got such a long ways to go. Oh, no, you don't want to lower all the way down to be happy with just a relic. No. We're going to try and find you more than that. To 75 for, I'm sorry, to 75 for the Steelers. That was Impact. To 75. No, you don't start compromising on what you want until we get down, way down into it. That's to 100. We got plenty of time left. The Eagles. Clayton Thorson. For Philly. And here comes a relic for the Chargers with Melvin Gordon. And it is Astral to 150. Jay, you said that you spent way too much money trying to hit Will Grier. You could have bought 20 of them by now. That's for the Texans to 200. You know, I have talked about that before because I am the exact same way. I think many of us probably are. But I feel your pain on that in particular because I'm like the worst about that. I just don't get the same level of satisfaction if I just buy it. I really don't. I like to either hit it in a break or I like to hit it like in a personal box that I'm opening myself. I guess it just lights up that, reward center or gambling center or whatever it is in my brain. It makes me so much happier. And if I just buy it outright, that really doesn't interest me. Even though I want whatever card it is, I don't want to just buy it outright. I know it's weird, but that's how it is. And we've talked about it enough before that I know many of you kind of have the same affliction that I have in that sense. So I think that's why we do what we do, right? Yeah, Jay, exactly. He says it's the thrill of the hunt. Exactly. Rodney, so you did conjure yourself up a relic. That is true. You did. But I'm just saying, don't think that you're out of the hunt yet, because we got a long, long ways to go. We're going to try to find you more than just a relic, hopefully. To 150 for the Ravens. That is the Bengals to 200. To 150 for the Browns. And we have ourselves a nice one coming up. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals make an appearance with a relic and an autograph. That one is not numbered, but if you've got the Cardinals, you're probably glad just to hit Kyler, I imagine. So we'll at least you can relax a little bit now that you got that under your belt. That was to 200 for the Cardinals that I just set down as well. That's to 100 for the Dolphins. Here comes a relic for the Dolphins. Kenyon Drake with a base relic. To 100 for the Giants. Perry Hart, Indianapolis Colts. I finally watched the other episode of Hard Knocks. Well, I listened to it more than I really watched it. It's to 150 Buccaneers. I had it on my tablet while I was applying some shipping labels and kind of half. Mostly listened, occasionally glanced up, and looks like their hot little player for the Raiders is going to turn out to be Keelan Doss, doesn't it? I mean, he seems to be the big playmaker. He's definitely who John Gruden likes, other than Nathan Peterman. I still don't understand that one, but, you know, I guess Peterman's playing better than he has in the past. But, boy, it would be hard for him to play worse than he had in the past. But we'll see how that shakes out. I don't even know who got cut by the Raiders. Other than Luke Wilson, because I saw that this morning, or last night. I don't know. They announced him early. It must have been this morning. But I don't know the rest of their cuts. That wrapper was not very cooperative, was it? 100 Packers. 150 Vikings. A Seahawk autograph and relic. It looks like it's on Impact, which means it's going to be numbered to 75, and that is Gary Jennings Jr. To 200 for the Saints. Green Bay Packers and Rashawn Gary. I believe that's I think that's our second autograph at least for the Packers, because I believe the first one out tonight was a Packer. A relic to 150. Derrick Henry and the Titans. Hyper to 25 for the Falcons and Calvin Ridley. To 100 Redskins. That is to 200 for the Buccaneers. To 75 for the Lions. And that is our first 8-box case. Now, of course, we've got a whole other 8-box case yet to do. So give me a second here to get it opened up. All right, let me just throw the box out of the way. we go. So we didn't see our case hit go through yet, which means we should find the Galactic in this half of the case, of the master case. Yes, Stephen, you have had some Giants hits. You sure have. Of course, we will recap it at the very end of the night. We're just now starting the second 8-box case. So we've got 8 down and 1 to go. One of yours is a 1 of 1, though, Stephen. I'm pretty sure it was the 1 of 1 was the Giants, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. And speaking of the Giants, there is a Saquon Barkley relic to 150, right on cue for you, Stephen. You conjured it up right as you came in. To 150 for the Patriots. 200 for the Bears. 100 Panthers. 150 Giants. A nice little relic for the Seahawks and Gary Jennings Jr. Seattle getting it done tonight. Well, if I can get the sleeve open, that might be somewhat helpful. An impact to 75, also the Giants, Eli Manning. You really brought a wave of Giants with you, didn't you, Stephen? There have been a ton of either numbered or relics or whatever just since you came on with this box. Justice Hill and the Ravens. So you for sure are bringing some luck to your team. To 100 Giants. 200 Bengals. That box is finished up. I do like this set. I think Unparalleled is pretty cool. The only thing I would like to see them do differently, which is the same thing I would say probably about 90% of the sets that are out there, I would like to see more on-card autographs. I mean, everything in here pretty much is a sticker. But I know when they start doing on-card, they also really raise the price point accordingly. So I guess if we got everything on-card like we would like, we also wouldn't have very many affordable products, you know. They definitely save some money doing it that way, I'm sure. So that was the Bears and David Montgomery to 100. To 75 for the Cowboys. To 200 Cardinals. And a relic is here for the Kansas City Chiefs, Mecole Hardman Jr. Hi, Ronald. You know what? I honestly am not sure. We've seen a lot of stuff by now. I don't know. Colts and Saints, possibly, but I wouldn't swear to it, you know, because I tend to just remember what I call out, and I'm calling out what's numbered too, so it's hard for me to tell you with any certainty. That was the Rams to 100, but I bet you some of these guys who've been watching the whole way through might remember better than I as to that question. How about a Joey Bosa? Nice looking Chargers relic. Impact to 75, tricolor relic. You Rodney, you said by this rate you're going to have like 60 base cards. There is a redemption. It's going to sit right up there in housekeeping at the very end of the break. We'll flip it over, see who's on the other side, and use the Panini website to check it out. That is to 150 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Felt like somebody was on the back of that Dolphin, but I guess not. To 200 for the 49ers. To 200 for the Bills. Oh yeah, see, Carl remembers. Thank you, Carl. He said you did hit a Colt anyway, that he knows of anyway. Of course, we do recap it at the end. So, Ronald, anything that you missed, if you hang out until the end, we will go back through our autographs and relics and our hypers and our galactic case hit. We'll always recap that sort of stuff. I know, Rodney, that is another relic for you. We still haven't gotten your Raiders quite on track, though, yet. Got to work on that. To 200 for the Bengals. To 75 Patriots. To 150 for the Titans. And the Falcons have an autograph with Ollison. So cool. Falcons don't have a lot of hits in some of these products because they don't have a ton of rookies, but that is one. The Panthers, Christian McCaffrey relic. To 200, Cowboys. 100, Kansas City Chiefs. 150, Broncos. 150 for the Bears. And that straightens up that box. Is all finished up. So I'm pretty anxious to see the Steelers-Patriots matchup week 1. I may live to regret saying that. I may not like the outcome. But I am kind of anxious to see what we're really going to look like without Le'Veon Bell. Well, we didn't have him last year either, but without Antonio Brown and, you know, all the shuffling around that's gone on. So I think coming out against the Patriots right away will give me a pretty good idea of what kind of season I'm in for. Of course, you know, I love my Steelers regardless, but I don't know what kind of season we're going to have. Carl, he says he hopes the Patriots completely dominate. Well, they might. You never know. They might indeed. Another Joey Bosa relic for the Chargers. See there, Rodney said you'd be happy with relics, and then look what's happening. You're getting all relics. You need to type in there that you'd be happy with a signature and see if same thing works in reverse. Just to 100 for the Vikings. See if we can flip the script a little. To 150 Falcons. To 200 Chargers. To 200 for the Colts. The Broncos and Drew Lock. So you've got Denver. That's probably who you're chasing. So nice little hit there for the Broncos. Here's an impact to 75 for the Falcons. The Ravens and Antoine Wesley. Hyper to 25, Chase Vinovich and the Patriots. To 100, Titans. All right, we are 2/3 of the way completed. We have opened 12 and we have 4 left. So we're definitely making a dent in it anyway. There you go. See, Rodney says now I'll be fine with 4 autographs. Exactly. See, now we've got to see if the mojo will answer that call. Since it like instantly gave you a relic practically when you said before, oh, I'd be happy if I even hit a relic. All right, Mojo. See there, Rodney now wants some autographs. Let's see if it works. Well, we have a Broncos autograph. Noah Fant on impact to 75. Carl, you said your Patriots are dominating this break even, huh? Yeah, there have not been a lot of Steelers so far out of here tonight. You're right. It's 100 Titans. There was the Benny Snell Hyper to 25, and that's the main one, I think, for the Steelers. It's 150 Jags. And the only reason I even remember that is because of the fact that Rodney said he knew we would pull a Benny Snell. So here comes a little case hit. Now, we didn't find this in our last master case, though. So sometimes these come out and sometimes they don't. So maybe they're not guaranteed case hits. But anyway, this is a Star Factor die cut Baker Mayfield coming out for the Browns. And, you know, as I said, sometimes those show up in cases and sometimes they don't. Tonight we got it, so yay. To 200 Panthers. But we still haven't seen Galactic, so Galactic is still somewhere. Hopefully. That was the Bills to 200. I mean, it is supposed to be a case hit, so one would certainly think we will find it, but stranger things have happened. To 75, the Patriots impact. The Vikings, Dylan Mitchell. Jason, you must have the Browns. You're woohooing over the case hit, or over the Star Factor. I shouldn't call it a case hit, because it's blah 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 blah. Since it doesn't come out of every case, but we'll just call it the die cut. Rodney, you saw one case that had 5 of those in there, of those die cuts. Wow. It's Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Yeah, I mean, that's one that, again, they don't guarantee it as being in there. So, like, sometimes it falls and sometimes it doesn't. And obviously, in some cases, it seems to fall multiple times. to 75 for the Cardinals. But yeah, we didn't get we haven't seen 5. I haven't seen 5 out of any case. It's the Eagles to 100. So that must have been a crazy good case all the way around, I'm guessing. Well, Rodney, we still got 3 boxes left to go, so we might still find your Easton stick. We'll have to see what these last 3 boxes hold for us. And, of course, we still have a redemption to flip over as well. So maybe... Rodney, is that who the Raiders play week 1? You've got the Broncos? I didn't really know anybody's matchup except Steelers-Patriots. I hadn't paid much attention to what the week 1 matchups were for the most part. Of course, I guess I'm going to have to start paying attention because it's upon us. To 200 for the Browns. And we have ourselves a little throwback ink here. Fran Tarkenton for the Vikings. Pioneer penmanship. It is numbered to 50 for Fran and the Vikings. Oh, the second Monday night game is Raiders-Broncos. Okay. To 100 Bengals. To 150 for the Rams. A relic for the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes. To 150 for the Lions. To 150 for the Steelers. To 200 for the Cowboys. I wonder if the case hit gets replaced. You know how we hit the 1 of 1 earlier? I wonder if you don't get a Galactic if you get a 1 of 1. I hope that's not going to be the case, but I don't know. That just occurred to me. I'm not sure why I just thought of that, but I don't know. I did, because we haven't seen it yet. Tony Pollard, Dallas Cowboys. Because we had one product last year. What product was it? I can't remember, but there was a case hit that you normally got, and we didn't get it in a case, but we did get a 1 of 1 of something else. Cardinals to 100. And then I later, someone told me that when you got that, you didn't usually get the case hit. So, interesting to see if Galactic makes an appearance or not. I hope it does. I'll be disappointed if it doesn't. But you never know how they do these things. Oh, I know. Rodney's like, man, why wasn't that a Dan Fouts? Just glanced over and saw that. You probably, I'm guessing, typed that in shortly after we pulled Fran Tarkenton, huh? DK Metcalf, Seahawks, to 150. May as well grab that right behind it. That's to 150 for the Packers. To 100 for the Falcons. 150 for the Chargers. Another redemption. To 200 for the Jags. To 25 for the Texans with Deshaun Watson and Hyper. Of course, our other redemption, I'll just do the same as. It'll sit right there. We'll flip it shortly. Carolina Panthers have been hitting a lot tonight. There's another relic for Christian McCaffrey. Impact is the card set. It is numbered 275. To 200, the Vikings. To 100 for the Green Bay Packers. All right, we are officially at Last Box Mojo. So, yeah, let's see if we can pull something awesome out of here. And I would like to see Galactic. I mean, I liked the 1 of 1, but I would not want it to really replace Galactic, although it may have. We'll find out soon enough. All right. To 200 for the Redskins. 200 for the Dolphins. I don't know why some of those are flipped around the opposite way, but they are. So it's to 100 for the Broncos. And, yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? Did I set a pack in there upside down? I guess I did. Apparently. The Dolphins, Christian Wilkins. So 1 autograph and 1 relic left to find live. And then we do have our 2 redemptions yet to flip over to see who's on the other side of them. And here's our relic. It's for the Redskins with Darius Geis. It's numbered to 150. Now we're looking for 1 remaining autograph. To 200 for the Ravens. To 100 for the Patriots. Our last autograph out is Terry McLaurin for the Redskins. So that's our last live autograph. To 150 for the Lions. Impact to 75. And there was no Galactic, so I guess the 1 of 1 did, in fact, replace our Galactic. So, well, I mean, maybe, I guess that's better, but I just, you know, obviously a 1 of 1 is the best you can get, but I would have liked to have also had the Galactic. I'm not real thrilled with that, but... All right, let's see our redemption. First up is Paris Campbell. That's going to be the Colts rookie jersey autographs. And second up is David Montgomery for the Bears rookie jersey autographs. So Bears and Colts, we are going to go check these out at the Panini website. I don't know that either of those will be numbered, but if they are, that Panini website will tell us. And then after that, we'll use random.org. We'll give away the 150 rewards points. After that, we will recap everything. And then after the recap, we'll put up the spreadsheet info one final time that has all of your anticipated shipping information and all that stuff on it. So that's kind of the order of what is to come here for you. But first things first, we'll check out our redemptions. So I always put these up here if it is available on a manufacturer's checklist and we have a redemption, just so that everybody can kind of see it up there on the screen, and that way you do not have to take my word for it about who goes to what team. We just look it up. So David Montgomery, card number 307, the Bears. It is an open edition, unnumbered, as I suspected. If it had been numbered, it would tell us that right over in that area, which is blank. And then card number 320, Paris Campbell down here, the Colts, as expected. So that is done. Now, let's give away our 150 rewards points. So from here, I'm just going to copy all of the team names and then come along and paste them into random. And because we have 10 or more items in our list, I will do random just one single time. When we have 9 or fewer, I do it 3 times. With 10 or more, we do it once. So scrolling through so you can see that all the teams were copied and pasted. Good luck to everyone. Here we go. Comes up for the Redskins. So the Washington Redskins are getting this little 150 rewards points card there. And we have a little recapping to do. And I tell you what, let's look at a couple of our low numbered things here as well. So our star factor, which are not technically case hits, but, you know, usually come out only once case, usually. And Baker Mayfield is on the star factor die cut. These are all hyper, meaning they are all numbered to 25. So this entire little group that you are looking at right now, they are numbered to 25. We got loads of other numbered stuff, but we don't really recap the higher numbered things. So 75 and lower go there. All right, we had the 150 rewards points awarded to the Redskins via random.org. A redemption for Paris Campbell goes to the Colts. A redemption for David Montgomery goes to the Bears. Our relics, which do not have autographs attached, just straight relics. So that's Redskins, Panthers, Kansas City Chiefs, the Ravens, the Chargers, and the Panthers again. Chargers, Giants, the Titans, the Dolphins, the Chargers, the Panthers, the Patriots, the Browns, and the Texans. Now, taking a look at our autographs and relics and whatnot. So there are Seahawks, Cowboys. This one is to 50 for the Vikings, throwback. There's another Viking. The Broncos, the Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Ravens, Seahawks, Packers, Seahawks, and Colts. Kyler Murray did make an appearance for the Cardinals, the Eagles, the Giants, and the Bills. And then we have Redskins, Dolphins, Broncos, Falcons. Whoops, he got in the wrong stack. Dolphins, he's a relic only, obviously. The Panthers, that was on hyper, so to 25. The 49ers, and there's our 1 of 1, which apparently replaced our galactic case hit since we didn't get one. DeAndre Baker and the Giants with a 1 of 1. Burst is the pattern name on that one. And then we have the Titans and A.J. Brown, the Bengals there with Trayvon Williams. There's another Bronco. Here is another Viking. And we got things started tonight with Dexter Williams and the Green Bay Packers. All right, so that is the break. That's the recap. Now let's get the spreadsheet info up here one more time for anybody who didn't catch it earlier or you need another look at it, whatever the case may be. Here we go. So, of course, there's no mail on Monday because of the holiday. So, and there's also a couple of breaks still yet ahead of this one that will need to go out the door. So, I am projecting that this will be on the way to you roughly Wednesday. Now, if I can get it out to you on Tuesday instead, you know I will. If something unexpected comes up, it could possibly be a day later. I do have a cousin who's very, very ill, who just took very ill recently and has just been diagnosed with acute leukemia, and his situation's a little rough right now, so that could come into play somewhere into next week if they can't get things sorted with him. But as it stands right now, I expect it to be Wednesday. Everybody pull cards, so no need for consolation cards in here. That's all covered. What's coming up in the days ahead? So tomorrow night, Sunday night, is an off night. And then on Monday, which of course is Labor Day, we're going to start at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We're going to break 5-star baseball and Trinity football, both by the full case. On Tuesday night, a half case of TriStar autographed mini helmets. Those are the back half of a case. And what else is on that night? Looks like Absolute Football, a master case of Absolute Football. On Wednesday, that's a new release night, so we'll start at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We're going to open a half case of Luminaries baseball and then a half case of 2019-2020 Contenders Draft Picks basketball. So our first look at the new 1920 rookie class. So that ought to be a lot of fun on Wednesday night. Then on Thursday, it'll be Trinity football again, 5-star baseball again, and National Treasures collegiate football. So those are the breaks that are currently up and running on eBay. Of course, obviously more get added almost every day, but that's what we've got up and running right now. So, Skeet, you are asking me about, what's breaking next? All right, so you just saw that, I think, so we're square on that. And yeah, right now I only do these breaks selling them through eBay. Now, sometimes we have teams that go unpaid, and then those, might get offered up in chat if they're unpaid at the start of the break. But for now, it's all by eBay. I've said for several years that I want to get a website up, and every time I think I have somebody hired to do it, I don't know, it falls through, something happens, it never gets done. So I don't know. I've just kind of pushed it aside and said, oh, well, eBay gets a giant chunk of my money, and there you go. But it is easier that way to let them handle it, I will say that. So that, I guess, is it for me tonight. As always, thank you everyone for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of our long holiday weekend. I am off, of course, tomorrow night, but I will be back at it Monday night. If I don't see you then, I hope I will see you again soon. In the meantime, happy Labor Day. We'll see you the next time. Bye now.